Hello. So I'm still on the road, squeezing in some lessons between gigs. And some of my students who I teach who are more observant might notice some lesson numbers are going to be missing. And that's because these next three lessons are going to be replacements for ones that we had to rename and re-record. And I'll kind of explain that as we go along. But as you probably know by now, I'm a self-taught musician and guitar teacher, and that's worked really well for me. So I try to teach my students who I teach how to become self-taught. And so that was the intent behind the original approach and title for this first lesson. It was called Get Better at Fingering Yourself. But my legal team and manager made me change it, which I can understand. The yourself part makes it sound like the teacher, in this case me, isn't necessary. But of course, what I meant to say was I want to give you the tools and knowledge to get better on your own. So whether you're playing with a teacher or your band or just playing with yourself, the lesson is meant to help you get better. So this first one covers some basic tips that should help you when you're playing chords. So while it's great for my beginner students who I teach, even more advanced players should benefit from it. So there are three parts of this. The first is using the whole finger. And if you don't do this, you might end up muting strings or getting fret buzz. Now, I'll try to recreate how it sounds if you do this wrong. But at this point, it's kind of hard for me to play badly. So if it's not bad enough, I might have someone like Teabag play it and just fix it in post. So anyway, using the whole finger, when you play a chord like this, right, you want this finger holding out all the strings. But if you don't use the whole finger and say, just the tip, right, like the other strings don't play as well. So you gotta get the whole finger in there, not just the tip. The second less part of the lesson is fingering the right spot. So this is like where on the string and the fret are you actually pressing down. So, some people come in and they finger, right on the fret. And that's not really where you want to be. Some people miss the string entirely. Right? That's also not great. And some people finger too far away from the fret. So, you're actually fretting here, but if you press way over here, you might get that buzz. So the sweet spot is you want to be fingering right behind the fret there. And the third part of this is, you want to avoid fingering the wrong places. And this is harder because it takes some planning in advance. And this is why practicing away from a gig and away from the band, and really learning to finger yourself is important. So, for example, there's an open E chord that usually play like this, but if I had the fingers in the wrong places, I might end up playing it like this, and because it's me, it still sounds good, but for most people, it wouldn't really work. Well, you might run into problems, especially when you have to change to the next chord. So anyway, that was chord fingering basics. Practice that for next time, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, rate, and review. Thank you.